Pierce County Council District 2, and we're here today on Clark's Creek to talk about salmon. And we're going to talk about today of what the salmon are doing right now in late winter and early spring. What I can tell you is that millions and millions of baby salmon are hatching all over small creeks and the rivers here, the Puyallup River and many other rivers here in the watershed. They're also hatching at hatcheries. We have several hatcheries, tribal hatcheries and state hatcheries here that are working really hard to make sure the fish are safe and are tagged and identified before they release them out into the wild. Hello everybody, we're here today with Tom, who is the marking and what is it called?
Marking and tagging coordinator.
Marking and tagging coordinator. Long title, but a very important title with the Northwest Indian Fisheries. And so, what are we doing here today?
So today we're at Clark's Creek Hatchery. We're marking and tagging about 2.5 million fish. So we're removing the adipose fin and we're injecting some of those fish with a coated wire tag.
Why is that important?
So the coated wire tag is a huge data set that allows us to know, as these fish return as adults, it tells us what hatchery or facility they came from, when they were released, and what age class they are.
Is there any myths out there on tribal fisheries that they don't tag all their fishes? And is that true?
That's not true. I have heard that myth before, and I try to inform people that, especially, it depends on the facility, but this facility, everything is 100% marked and tagged.
And that all is for the Puyallup River, the White River here.
Yeah, the entire Puyallup watershed.
Very good. And this is happening all over the state, right?
All over the state.
So the state of Washington, tribes are marking fish and releasing fish this time of year, right?
Correct.
Today we're just running our fish hatchery and we're clipping our fish for so they can be recognized in selective fisheries, and we put coated wire tags in them so we can realize what survival rates they have.
Wow, so you get science data.
Yes, science data.
Another question I had is, like, why do we have hatcheries?
Well, currently, right now, without hatcheries, we probably would not have any fishing. Because of all the salmon degradation that's happened to the habitat over the last 125, 50 years, our rivers aren't quite as productive, and their wild numbers have really, they're just not as productive as they used to be. They can't produce as many fish like they used to do back when all the habitat was intact. And then, so our hatchery does twofold. We're providing fish for fishermen, but we're also putting fish in areas where our salmon populations aren't doing very well, and we're trying to rebuild those stocks. And one of the great stocks that we have here is a White River spring Chinook, and which was down to about 7 fish back in the 70s. And now we see 4,000 to 8,000 fish coming back, which 40% of those fish right now. In the last 8 years, we've actually seen a very big increase in wild production on those White River spring Chinooks. So it is amazing.
That's a lot of work. Appreciate the work you do here.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
story I have is when it comes to the fisheries industry and hatcheries and salmon enhancement. As you know, I worked as a fish and wildlife officer for over 20 years, and I've seen the changes when it comes to the relationships with different entities, the tribes, the state, when it comes to fish enhancement. In my opinion, they have improved immensely in the past 20 years, where we have seen cooperation, collaboration on many aspects when it comes to salmon enhancement, water quality, and many other things. And today was a testament of that.